All right, I think we're live. Yeah. Oh, we've been live for a while. Apologies for that. Yes. So basically, we are about to start. I'm just checking that I'm actually live. So bear with me a second while I check. Looks like we're live. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so for those who have never seen us before, just to let you know, we are a sort of mainly board game channel, but obviously with this lockdown, playing board games is becoming a bit more difficult, so we're actually doing a bit more streaming of video games these days. By the way, do let me know if the sound is too loud. I might actually have to check that quickly myself. Just want to make sure that we're not actually making this... For those who have never seen us before... okay, no, it's fine. Okay, this is very, very weird, but yeah, fine. Yeah, so yeah, essentially we are usually a board game channel. However, these days we have been focusing a bit more on streaming sort of digital editions of games. So you'll see that this game, excuse me, is a digital version of a board game that I have posted a lot about on Twitter and social media. It's called Charterstone. Now, this is probably, other than Pandemic, Legacy, probably one of my favorite sounding Legacy games, because ultimately this is a very straightforward sort of worker placement game. It's got a few interesting twists in it that I like, even just as a general game. For example, placing workers on spaces that you occupy or any other players occupy kind of frees that worker up, so you can kind of chain up a lot of actions, the same action over again on your turn, whenever it's your turn, by placing a worker on this unoccupied space, therefore generating a lot of resources. But ultimately, the legacy aspect means that the game does have a sort of a series of unlockable things. So you start with a very basic version of the game, and as it progresses through building buildings and then unlocking crates, which usually unlock new cards. In this case, they are digital cards, but they still unlock new things, new mechanics, new things. I don't want to give away too much, because ultimately the joy of playing a legacy game is finding out what actually is available and what happens, all the twists and new things that come up. But suffice to say, I really actually enjoyed the game very much. So it's been a delight to hear that they've released this digitally now. As you can see, it looks really good. And yeah, ultimately I'm very much looking forward to trying this out. So without further ado, because I don't like to waste a lot of time just talking onto the camera, but yeah, so first of all, new game. We're going to do the campaign now. We're only going to do the first game of the campaign, just give you a taste for the game, and hopefully encourage you to play it through yourself. But in this game, you can not only play it... actually, let's give a name to my place. Chits and Gigglesville. Sounds fine. Okay, pick a character. Let's pick this guy. He looks strong. Actually, you know what? Let's pick this person right here. Green Charter. I can't remember what I played. I think it might have been yellow last time, so that's what I played. So yeah, essentially, each of the characters has a specific resource attached to them at the beginning, but this is only relevant in the sense that all the resources feel equal. It doesn't feel like there's one resource that's particularly strong or particularly weak, so this is just random at the beginning. So yeah, so you've got wood, pumpkin, coal, brick, metal, and wheat, grain. So let's pick green, and let's pick a name. Well, I mean, I'll just pick my name. I don't want to be too funny with it, to be honest. Russ, that's fine. Although a lady with the name Russ is a bit unusual, but yeah, we'll go with it. So for the game itself, we can play up to 6 players. Now, just to make the game a bit quicker, I think I'm only going to stick around with 4 players. And yeah, I'm happy with those names. Maybe if anyone does see this and wants to put their own name in, of course, they can. Okay, let's just stick with that. All right, so yeah, so I can't remember what I was going to say earlier on, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so essentially, you've got this guy, the Forever King. He selected us to start a new village away from the Eternal City, and our place was called Green Gully. But now we've been chosen, so our goal is to bring the greatest glory to the Forever King, so I rule the village in his name. Okay. After spending all day flying over the kingdom, the Zeppelin sets down and the guards open the hatch for you and your companions. The sun is setting as you venture outside. The location is a lush landscape of rolling hills, patches of trees, and a babbling brook. Sounds idyllic. The guards unload a number of mysterious crates and forbid you to open any of them. Okay, so interesting. The group gathers around a large rock. You recognize it as a Charterstone, just like the one at the center of the Eternal City. Now, this is the dice that kind of forms a sort of big part of the game. You know, you roll it not too many times in the game, mainly to determine first player, and there's some other stuff that uses it, but we'll find out about those later. Okay, so my first task is to construct a basic resource building in your charter. It'll provide you with the basic resource of your charter. You can construct it on one of the 6 plots available in your charter. I feel like I'm saying charter too many times. This time the construction will be free, but in the future, however, it will cost you valuable resources. What's more, as a reward for constructing buildings, you will usually be rewarded with a crate, which apparently the guards won't let us open, but in exceptional circumstances, perhaps. I wonder what could be inside. Well, I know, but I won't spoil it for you. So I choose a build. No, it doesn't matter. You have 6 plots here. It doesn't matter what you place at the start. It's just that at some point you're going to run out of spaces because you'll have built them all up, and then it's obviously deciding which one to get rid of. Now, name your charter. Now that I've constructed my first building, you need to name it. This name will be displayed on the map throughout the campaign. Okay, so it better be good. So let's pick something probably just silly. I don't know. Silly name. I don't know. Is that too weird? Probably, but okay. Now, I will not go through the descriptions of the buildings, but I will tell you about them in a second. So it's time to determine the first player and begin the game. An important part of the first game will be using the Charterstone building to open the crate that you received for constructing your first building. Okay, so let's roll the dice. Who goes first? It's purple. Well, okay, Kevin, you are now the first player. So he's going to take his go. So ultimately, very simple worker placement. You have 2 workers. You still have a big worker and a small worker, which for the moment don't mean anything. You use them as if they are the same. So you pick a worker and you place it onto a location. And bearing in mind, I'll just go back. I think I go back. How do I do this? How do I go back? Oh, maybe that. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just go through the buildings briefly. These are the common buildings. These are not in anybody's charter. They are just buildings that are accessible to every player. And you've got the Charterstone building here, which allows you to spend 2 of your currently 12 influence tokens. Now it doesn't show. Oh, there we go. So you see on the left here, this is a list of influence tokens. Now, when you play the original game, this is the actual shape of the token. It's sort of like an octagonal little wooden piece. However, in the digital edition, they've changed it to some flame token, and that just messed with my head. I just didn't recognize it, so I will be using the original token for the remainder of this playthrough, but you will probably see something different when you play for the first time. But yeah, influence tokens, they are finite. You have 12, and once they run out, a player will essentially speed up the game. There's a track called the reputation track, which is here, and you can see it here. Depending on the number of players that you play with, it starts off at a different spot, and it seems like here we are starting off at this spot. So when it basically gets down to the end, that is the end of the that's the end of the game, or the last round, because everybody does get an equal number of turns, I believe. I'll have to check that. And when it crosses these, if you are the player that triggers it going onto one of these spaces, it allows you to, what does that allow you to do? It's a very good point. I forgot about that. Well, I'll probably get to it later on. Oh, count as a reputation, perhaps? No, it's something to do with this. So, yeah, reputation. Okay, so you basically... okay, you know what, I'm flubbing. Let me start again. So Charterstone allows you to spend the influence. Influence is spent as it's a finite resource. It can be spent on some of these major buildings you'll see here. The Zeppelin also costs influence, and as does the Commons. But this one is a way of scoring objectives. I'll get to that later on. So once you spent this, and you spent 4 coins, which actually we all start with 4 money. Then it allows you to get 5 points. This is the valuable. This is the way to win the game. Have the most points. It also allows you to move the progress track down. So here, every time you do this action, it actually it progresses the token along this track here. And another thing, the other building. So we've got the grandstand here. So the current objectives we've got are to have pay the influence for a quota action at least 3 times. Do you know what? I'm forgetting what that one is. It's terrible, isn't it? This one, however, is very simple. It's having at least 1 of each resource, and this one is having 6 coins. So when you have achieved that, when that objective is currently fulfilled, you may then go to the commons, and then complete that objective by putting one of your influence tokens down onto that objective, meaning that you can then spend those coins. If you had 6 coins, you complete this objective, you can spend those coins, and then they are gone. You can spend those coins and you'll still have achieved that objective. So it's only at the time of going to the commons that you need to actually satisfy these conditions to be met here. I have to figure out what the heck that quota thing is, because it's been a while since I've played this, to be fair. Then you've got essentially that one allows you to go there. By the way, you can't go to the commons unless you've actually completed an objective. And your reward for that is getting 5 points, which is quite a lot, quite a decent amount. And another progress along the reputation track. Okay, I figured out what this is now. So this is the progress track, and this boat means reputation. So the progress track is the track that basically triggers the end of the game when it gets to the end of this track, as you'll see here. However, the reputation, there's only limited spots on the reputation track, and the player with the most reputation at the end will essentially score bonus points. So I think there's actually a number of points for first place, less for second, less even for third, and I don't think there's anything for the last place. I think it's 10, 7, and 4. If you're tied, you both get the upper value, and the next place is then ignored. So if you tie for first, I think you both get 10, and then second place is ignored, and it goes on to whoever has the third most tokens, and they get the 4 points for exactly. But yes, 4 players, the 4th player gets nothing. So that's why it's kind of crucial sometimes for you to trigger the progress track that goes onto one of these reputation markers, because it allows you to place one of your influence tokens onto that reputation track and score some bonus points at the end of the game. Okay, so then we've got the Zeppelin, which is simply building. So you'll see here, it costs 3 influence and the building, but the buildings have their own costs in terms of resources and sometimes money as well. So to be able to place the building, you must also satisfy those conditions, which is what this little symbol here means. It means that the resources required on that building. I'll show you what cards I have. I have a crate right now. I don't have any buildings, but I have a crate. So basically that's what I wanted to use that is to go onto the Charterstone building, because that is a requirement of their having a crate to unlock, and we'll see what happens about that later. Then you've got the commons. I'm calling it the commons, but it's the grandstand. I feel like a fool. It doesn't matter. So you've got the treasury, which allows you to exchange any resource from your supply for money, and this one allows you to spend a resource and a money to get a card from the advancement mat. Now you'll see here there are some cards already available, and there's actually not that many at the beginning of the game. So you've got crates, which are from the players that we didn't actually select in the game. So this will be one of the 5th or 6th players crates that don't get used. So you could actually pick that up and unlock that if you wanted. But then you also have some assistants. All of these are assistants, and they allow you to gain bonuses. For example, if you hire the longshoreman, whenever you gain reputation, you also get a victory point, which is quite nice. You've got the maestro. Whenever you use the grandstand to complete an objective, you will also gain a reputation, which again could score you bonus points at the end of the game. Whenever you use the Charterstone buildings, you gain 2 victory points. That's pretty sweet, because that actually could come up very soon. So I figure out how to get that, because that's pretty sweet. And then we've got the assistant archivist. Whenever you use the market, you gain a reputation. Then there's some more. So whenever one of those gets removed, you actually fill it up with this deck here. So that's how you get those cards, is by going to the market. And then obviously these other buildings you'll see around them, just basic resource buildings. Now, one thing that's not clear. So on your turn, you place a worker, you resolve the action. You can only go to a place if you can resolve that action. And the other thing is that you can use any building. So it doesn't matter if it's in another player's in another player's space, you can also use that spot, and that's the same for other players, for yours as well. Now, the reason why you want to be careful or think about where you're placing your worker, because obviously at the beginning there's not many options, but as the charters start filling up, and there'll be different like convoluted sort of building kind of chains, as you say, because sometimes, for example, I gain some wood from this, I will then be able to use that wood to turn it into something else, and then that something else into something else, and the whole point is about scoring the most victory points. So yeah, sorry, I've been talking a lot, and I really feel I should focus on the gameplay now, because that is what you tuned in for. Okay, so let's get some wood, because that's just the obvious choice, really. Alright, so then that's my turn done. I click the tick, and now it's the other player's turn, so let's see what's happened. By the way, I have picked the AI on medium, so I wanted a little bit of a challenge, but I didn't know if I was up for being absolutely destroyed at one of my favorite games. So, okay, so now what I'm going to do, it doesn't matter so much right now, because I think that I will want to unlock this, but I actually feel like before I do that, maybe it's worth me trying to get this guy, because I'm going to use the Charterstone building, and that's 2 victory points. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here onto this spot here. I'm going to spend my wood resource, and then I'm going to take that 2 victory point Charterstone person. There we go. That's what I want. And now that is mine. So if I look in this now, it should show as in my... Nope, apparently not. Oh, I'm not on myself, that's why. Yeah, so these are my cards. So yeah, sweet. As soon as I get onto that now I actually... Somebody else used my spot, so I had the worker. I was like, so if I didn't have any workers left in my supply, which I wouldn't have usually, what would actually happen is I would have to spend my turn to retrieve all of my workers, which is something you don't really want to do, because it feels like it's just missing a go. So luckily, somebody from the other AI players used the spot I was on, therefore returning my worker to me, meaning I can now use it again. And that's great, because I actually want to sort of get a couple more resources, because what I need to do is get some more money now. Get exactly 1 more money. And I suppose I could go here. Wait, oh, I that's right, I don't have any resources at the moment. So yeah, I do need another thing to get money. And now next turn I can go here, and then I can use the Charterstone to unlock that. So yeah, so I'm fine. I'm happy with that. Okay. So, this is just a very slick production, by the way. I'm actually quite happy with how this has gone so far. Okay, so I'm going to go here now. I'm going to turn that wood into money, and then I'm going to end my turn. And then next turn, retrieve all my workers, unless somebody uses the market, which I don't think they will, because they all seem to have money on their side. Yeah, see, I have to retrieve all my workers, so that's the whole my turn, and then I'll end that. Okay. Okay, so a lot of them just... Look at that. Look at them. They're sucking up resources. Look at that. 6 pumpkin. They are really hoarding that. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because I am going to place my work onto this building, spending the 2 influence and my money. And now I'm going to open this crate. So let's see what treasure I have unlocked. Okay, so this is fun. So this is the first time you'll see what kind of things will be in here. And you might not be too surprised at some of them, but you might be surprised at others. Okay, so I've unlocked a building, the lumber mill. So this allows me to spend a influence token and receive 2 wood. So for a single action, I can get double the resources, but it does cost me 1 of my limited influence tokens. And as you can see, this is the resource cost to build that. So you've got 2 wood, pumpkin, and a brick. The next building I've got, just get past that, is the wood market. So it allows me to spend a wood and gain a money and a reputation. Okay, so that was that one. And then the next thing is a new rule. So this is the personas. You're discovering that you have a variety of skills that you don't remember learning. The Forever King seems to be happy each time you use a different persona. So all persona cards give each player a special ability. During setup, you may select any persona from the ones you own. and each persona used is worth 5 to 7 victory points at the end of the campaign. So that's after 12 games. So having these is quite good. Each persona whose ability you used during a campaign will be marked as such. So that's kind of important because it says that if I use a persona, it will be noted that I've used it, and that might be important later on. If you unlock a persona card during a game, it will be inactive. It's treated like any other persona cards you have not chosen for that game. Players keep all persona cards from game to game. So that means that I will get to keep them, and I will not get to use whatever persona I've got for the rest of this game. And the persona is the carpenter. After using a building with a wood cost, I gain a victory point. So I've unlocked a new persona. It's not active for now. Okay, so that's nice. It's kind of a little taste of the kind of things that can happen. So there she is, just playing the guitar. Let's finish my turn and see what the other players are up to. So somebody's gone to the cloud port. Now, this is one of the common buildings that I didn't explain, but this one allows you to... I will actually explain exactly what this is now. Okay, this guy's opening it up, meaning actually that it's freed my worker back for me, which is quite sweet. That's pretty good. All right, so we've got a brick market, very similar to what I had in the sense that it's costs a brick, but it gives you money and a victory point. Okay, and we've got this one, which is an influence token for 2 clay. They've got persona, which is the mason, and that one allows you to do the same thing that happened to me, but with clay instead. So it's very similar. And let's see what Kevin's doing. Where's Kevin going? Oh, Kevin's bumped off Sebastian, meaning that another crate has been unlocked. And we all know what's coming up here, but let's see what building they've got. The greenhouse. So again, allows you to get a pumpkin and a victory point, and trade a pumpkin for a coin and a victory point. No? Is that not the same thing? No, it's not. I don't know. It seemed very similar to me anyway. And then the gardener, again, use the pumpkin building, gain... Sorry about that. Gain a victory point. Okay, wonderful. So, what will I do next? Now, what buildings do I have? I have to figure out how I'm going to build one of my lovely new buildings. So, I've got the lumber mill and the wood market. Now, I wonder if the costs on that building have been blanked out, on purpose. I'm assuming they have. So, I need 2 wood, which is fine, and then I need 2 of the other resources. So probably best if I just collect some wood first, because I might be able to do 2 buildings this round. We'll see. So yeah, I'm just going to take some wood. That's a nice easy turn. So May is going there. Oh, so the cloud pot. Yeah, I didn't explain that. I'll tell you what, when my turn next comes around, which very quickly, because I think the others just returned their workers. So let's go over here and find out all about the cloud pot. So when you go to the cloud port, essentially what you're doing on this is you are going to use this track. Okay, so what you'll see here, these are different ways to trade in stuff, including resources and money and advancement cards for points. So the first, points and potentially reputation as well. So I'll go here. This player, for example, has traded in one resource for 3 victory points. This player has traded in 2 resources for 4 victory points. Now, if I had 2 resources, I could trade them in for 3 victory points by claiming this spot here. After that, the only way that you can trade resources is for 3 of them at a time, after which you may as well go for one of these 2 options, which is generally better, because this one allows you to gain 3 victory points and a reputation, or this one just gives you 4 straight up victory points. However, there are still some low cost, I'd say, ways to get victory points. Like, for example, here you can trade in 1 coin for 3 victory points, and also here 1 advancement card for 3 victory points. Now, these will fill up, as you can see they have already. So if I'm not going here, there are less options I have later on potentially when it comes to visiting there. But that is one of the buildings I didn't say at the beginning of the game. Okay, so let's go back up here, and I'm definitely just going to go back and take another bit of wood. So I've got 2 overall now. Okay. So, it's me again. Oh, I have to retreat. Huh? Wait, did I not? Oh, did I not actually finish my turn? Oops. That's silly. Okay. Oh, there is actually something I wanted to show on this board, actually. And so what you'll see is the board is actually quite large, and there's a couple of cool things I'd like to point out. There's a little bit of details. For example, this guy here is animated, so he's moving around. So let's find out what that is about. Then we've got down here, we've got this little guy fishing, which is quite nice. We've got, this is the where the the progress track was in the original game. Sort of leading up to this is what this path is all about. So in case you're wondering about that, then if we go a little bit further, we can see nothing. Then if you go a little bit further on, you can actually see some rats here. What could they be about? And then we've got up here this guy who's looking after a kind of like a hut with skull and crossbones. And then you've got this island here, floating island, and then this boat in the background. I think the boat is actually just about the reputation track, because I'm pretty sure it was based around here anyway. And then just got loads of clouds surrounding it. Now, some of those things might... Oh, you got some pumpkins here. Oh, and a little cat here next to a tiny floating island. So yeah, some of those things might be relevant later on, maybe not. We'll have to find out. We'll have to play and find out. Okay, so go back from that. I don't know if I should just take another wood on my turn. I mean, I'm going to try and build 2 buildings. So yeah, let's do this. And also, it's nice to have the resources to trade later on. All right. So he's gone hoarding some metal. This player is now exchanging for money. What are they up to? And this player is going to get an advancement card. Now, what did he take? What's interesting about this is that you can actually see the cards the other players have. So that player that just went, Kevin, what did he actually just take? Oh, he took a crate. Maybe he's planning on opening that very soon, which will explain why he needs some money. I'm just going to go ahead and take another piece of wood, taking my total up to 4. And that is... Oh, so this is the number of points everybody's got. So I'm not doing too great. No, actually, I'm 7. That's not bad. And that person's just about to get some more. What's he trading? He's trading 3 resources, and he's going to gain the lead. So, now, my next action is to try and build something. Now, I need some other resources, but what do I suspect that they are going to want? That's my question. Now, May is going to probably... I don't want to give him his worker, though, because that'll give him essentially an extra turn. Where's Kevin? Kevin is in the purple charter. Now, where is that? It's over here. Oh, missed it. Do I go there and hope that he goes there as well? I don't know. Actually, what do I need? What do my cards say I need? Okay, so I need some... I do need pumpkin and then brick. Okay, let's do it. I feel like I'm going to have to do it at some point, so let's do it. Let's get some pumpkin. Done. All right. Is he going to release me from that? No, he's going to hoard some brick. He's going to take some brick. No, he's going to take some coal instead. Okay, so I have to retrieve all my workers. That's the end of my turn. Okay. And let's see what happens. Now, I actually, if I use my thing on the brick, which is free at the moment, which is quite nice, I think I will do that. And then that means next turn I can build one of the buildings. Okay, so what's happening? So the net crate becomes a refinery, turns an influence into metal and a victory point. The iron market turns metal into 2 coins, pretty good. And then the persona is after using a building with a metal cost gain on victory points. That's the prospector. Okay, cool. So, how close are we to the end of the game, by the way? I'd say we are still a fair way off, but it's not over yet. Okay, so I am going to now build a building and see what happens. I think I'm the first to build a building, actually. Okay. Alright, so, yeah, this one. Oh, and you can see the resources are actually grayed out, which is quite nice. So, let's build this. Now, where to build it? It doesn't matter. Let's just go right next to the woods over here. Okay. Okay. Nice. So, actually, not in the lead, but I'm 12 points and 13 points is the lead, so that's not too bad. So I'm going to spend some stuff to gain 3 points. That's not a bad way to churn out some stuff. Have to retrieve all my workers. Okay, so now I need some other stuff to build. What's this? What's going on here? It's green there? What the heck? Oh, does that mean my first? Maybe. Okay, so what I'm thinking right now. Apologies for the noise in the background. First thing is, I will go to... I've lost my train of thought. What shall I do? Well, I do want to build that other building, so... Oh, actually, do you know what? There is a... Do you know what? I have not been focused on that. That's not very good, is it? Okay, so I know what this means now. It means having three spots filled on this cloud put influence track over here. So that's what that means. And actually, nobody's up for it yet, but somebody will be close to getting it soon. You know, I do want to use the Charterstone. Is there any... No, all of these is used now. Okay. Let's try and do... Oh, actually, when I built that, I should... Oh, yes, look. I've got another crate. So actually, if I can get myself some money... actually, what I should be doing right now is trying to find a way to make some money. And the only player that actually has a way to turn money is... Oh, well, nobody yet, actually. Let's have a look. So, if I build this, this will turn it into money and reputation. It's probably going to be too late by then. So let's just... let's go. Let's go and build that other building. Because I don't need money to do that, which is quite good. Okay, so I'm going to take the wheat, I think. Let's go for the wheat. Yeah. Okay, done. That was a far too long a turn, that was. Okay. Okay, and then the next building I need is... The next resource I need is metal. Great. Which... I'm going to free his worker up, and he is in the lead. You know what? I might hold off on that, because I want him to... But then is he going to get more, potentially? What does he have? What does blue have? He's gonna need more metal, I think. So actually, I'll take the risk. I do need it, and he might return my worker to me, so let's see what happens. End my turn. Hopefully he will free that up for me. Nope, he's just gonna take wood. Cheeky bugger. Alright. That's fine. I'm about to build my second building anyway, so... Retrieve all. Done. What I like is the speed of this game. So much quicker than playing with my friends. Do like playing with people, of course, but... Alright, so let's build my third building. Let's play the building game. Build. Yeah, yes please. And let's build it over here. So now I have built that. Okay. Oh, so I can increase. Yes. So this means that because I triggered the progress track to go over one of these influence slots, I can actually choose to do it or not, but I don't have to. But I think I will, because that right now is worth 10 points to me, potentially. Okay. So now I can get to... What to do? No, I'm there. Now I need to get some money and one of each resource, actually. Yeah, I don't actually need to do that. I'm gonna do this. I've got 3 influence tokens left. Wow, where are all my influence tokens going? Good way to speed the end of the game up, though, actually. Okay. 2 influence tokens left, meaning... Oh, because those cost so much, don't they? Okay, that's my goal now. I'm going to try and use my last 2 influence tokens to... How do I turn money? Okay, you know what? let's actually, if I try and get, I just want to kind of chain up loads of resources. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so what I will do, I will go doing this, but I need money. Okay, where else do I want to go actually? I'm gonna take another resource maybe, just in case. Let's take some coal, I guess. Because if I get one of each resource, that's for my goal at the moment. I am in the lead, but I don't... Oh, there we go. Oh, if I get metal now, I can turn it into gold. That's my next goal. I think I'm going to have to retrieve all my workers on my turn, and then I'm going to go into the metal game. Just for some money. Okay, here goes. So hopefully this will net me some nice profits. Oh. Okay, I'm going to use the metal building again. Yes, please. I only need 3 to turn it into 6 money and complete that objective. I just realised if I complete that objective, I'm not going to be able to build the Charterstone. So actually, I think I might turn that into money now and just unlock the persona and the crate, maybe. Yes, that's fine. 22 points, wow. That's pretty good. The best thing about this digital edition, by the way, is the Automa, which is the sort of AI mode for the board game. They probably just had to use that. They probably just had to use that to kind of put in as the AI, I assume, because that's how the game works. But they do seem to have like legitimate actions. Okay, so let's just be very careful now. I've got 2 influence token, which means if I spend that money, unlock a crate, which I do have. Oh, I've got the modern crate. Yes, I'm gonna do it. I mean, I don't need that objective. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna do it. Unlock the crate, trigger the end of the game. Oh, I've got 2 crates. What? I don't remember getting the 2. Oh, okay, yes. Okay, so which one do I unlock then? The lumber mill? I feel like a higher number is probably better, isn't it? Let's have a look what's happening. Okay, what have I got? Okay. So, constructing a building. New rules. This icon means construct a building in your charter using a building card from your personal supply. Pay 3 influence plus the 4 resources shown on the building card. Place the building in your charter. It can be placed on an empty plot or unoccupied building, but not a basic resource building. Gain victory points and advance the progress. Some buildings award a crate that you add to your personal supply after you've constructed the building. If you construct a building on top of another one, only the victory points shown on the newer building count at the end of the campaign. Okay, so another thing is each of the buildings that you build count as victory points towards the end of the campaign, which is something I forgot to say earlier on. Okay, so this new building uses that new fancier reward, which means to build a building. Great. And that one means gaining a crate, right? Cost. Okay, what did it say? It said some buildings award a crate that you add to your personal supply after. Okay, so that will just give me a crate. Okay, interesting. And then a new persona, the decorator. The first time you use a building you constructed this game, gain 4 victory points. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so I will... Oh, I can't actually gain any more reputation, which is kind of depressing. So I might be out of that game, but at least I can trigger the end of the game now. Just generate, I guess... What? Points? How do I get points, though? Oh, I could do this. have I got any wood left? Yes, I do. So what I will do is retrieve all my workers, end my turn, and you can see now this is triggering along. So there'll only be like 6 more rounds maximum left for everybody. I'm not even that far in the lead, to be honest, which is a bit annoying. Okay, so 5. And that's because of me. That's because I started the game. Okay, so what I'll do here now is pay for this. I can't get any reputation, which is annoying. I get the money. No. What am I doing? What I want to do is turn this into points. And right now, the only way to turn thingy into points is to use this building or this building right here. So I need brick or pumpkins, but they're both occupied at the moment. No. Yes. Who's in further ahead? Who's behind? I'm going to take this person off. Let's see. Okay. I did gain bonus points for using that, by the way. Ooh. Okay. This is my turn, meaning that another way. So actually I gotta do this and then just try and gain 2 extra points. Oh! Crap! I forgot about this. Should have been using this. What can I spend? I can spend my advancement cards to gain points. I think I'll do that next turn. That's fine. I can do it. Okay, so what are they doing? Just gonna spend loads more tokens. Skip. Oh, that's good. I triggered that, so meaning nobody else could gain influence. Okay, you know what? Let's go over here and let's see if I can... Oh, what? Because I don't have enough stuff. What? Why can't I do that? Because I don't have a bloody influence token. Okay, so I was right. Okay, you know what? Let's just go here and trade it in for some points. Okay. The next turn retrieve my worker, the next turn go there, and that's it. Okay, how many points is that player getting? Ooh, they're on even points. What's the tiebreaker? Is it most money? I don't remember. Okay, I've unlocked a new crate. This is exciting. Ooh, guests. So you're seeing an increasing number of travelers, which is odd. Where else are they going other than your village and the Eternal City? The longer you can entertain them, the more benefits you will reap. Whenever income is activated, this new symbol, which will appear on the progress track, because they were on there in the original game, but obviously they don't have to show you stuff in this digital version until it's necessary. In reverse player order, starting with the current player, gain the benefits indicated on each guest card in your personal supply. Gain both benefits when playing with 2 and 3 players, and either one or the other benefit in a 4 to 6 player game. You may eventually construct some buildings where you can pay or discard cards of a certain type to gain victory points as indicated on the building. The player who unlocked this crate keeps one of the unlocked cards chosen randomly, the rest get shuffled into the advancement deck. Oh, actually you can see what cards come up, that's cool. Oh, look at all these different guests. And basically when you get one for the first time, you get to name them. Wow, there's so many. So these are the benefits, so victory points, resources, money. That's it, really. This guy looks so sinister, the Duke. It's very funny. The Judge, very serious. The Lord, very serious. Baron, wow, lots of not so pleasant looking people. And then you've got the nice people at this side, it looks like. Alright. Okay, so. Let's see what else they unlocked. Guest Cleric. Oh, so they gained the Cleric, maybe? And then the Clubhouse. Oh, look at that. It's like a top hat building. The window is the buckle on the hat. That's nice. Alright, so there we go. So there's an example. If you spend an influence and a money in this, you'll actually gain a guest card. Now that is interesting. Oh, there's something else as well. Oh, and then they got a persona. Whenever you use a building to gain a guest card, such as that building, gain a victory point and a coin. Wow, that's great. Okay, so whose turn is it next? It's Kevin's turn. He's going to bump me off. Oh, that's good. I actually might go back there now because I've got 1 round left. So let's go. I can't get a guest card, can I? I could spend a resource and a money to gain one of the cards. Let's have a look. What's on here? I could keep the guest card, maybe. Oh, wait, does that... Ooh, whenever I use the treasure, we regain an influence. That's how you gain influence back. Nice. Okay. Do I want that guest card though? It's not really going to help me. Nah. I don't think it's worth points, to be honest. So let's just go back here and get me a point, and hopefully that's enough to keep me in the lead. Oh boy, let's hope. I'm 1 point ahead at the moment. To be honest, a second place isn't terrible. Oh, are they anywhere going to go up to the point where you can get influence? Okay, well, I've got a very fun last turn, which is just retrieving all my workers. How lovely. Alright, let's see how this goes. I can't remember who went first. Kevin, so I think it sees out till May gets one more turn and Sebastian gets one more turn. And that's it. I won! Wait, how did... Oh, joint win. We joint won. That's nice. It's very close, though. 36, 36, 34. Rewards, 3 stars. Now, this is part of the campaign game, so... I wonder if it's explained on here at all. Each player receives 1 glory for each 10 victory points they scored during the game. Players assign their glory to starting bonuses of their choice. Okay, so we don't know what that is yet, but let's find out, because I think if I click this tick, there we go. Okay, so this is a little box that you get in the game. These are the rewards. When you use enough glory and fill up all of the stars in a box, you can gain the reward. And that's like a permanent reward. So this one, you have no idea what this is yet. You have no idea what this is yet. But these other things, money, a resource of your choice, victory point. I think it's 3 victory points. This is reputation, so you start with the reputation on the reputation track. Actually, do we know what this is yet? I don't know. Capacity. Okay. Oh, okay. So capacity is the number of things you're allowed to keep. And there is a separate thing which I'll explain now. This one is an advancement card from the available supply, so you just get to choose a card to keep at the beginning. You know what? I didn't play it that time last time, but actually maybe an extra persona might be nice because it allows me to gain bonuses. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to add this, and that's me done. Okay. At the end of games 2 through 12, your capacity will determine the number of components in your personal supply that you may keep. Elements that were not kept are discarded to general supply. You can check every player's current capacity in the end of game campaign scoring window. Players will start with 1 capacity in each category. Be prepared to only keep 1 of each after game 2. There will be various ways to increase your capacity throughout the game. Okay. Game finished. Congratulations, you've completed all the steps to finish a game. Once all players are ready, you can continue to see what waits for you in the next one. Alright. Well, I am not going to play the next one. Instead, I'm going to end that right here. So we'll go back to the main menu. But hopefully that has given you a good introduction to this really fun game. Oh, hi. Hi, Chris and Lindsay. Thanks for tuning in. You've actually just missed me playing the first game, but I hope you've enjoyed. Did you get to see any? Oh, I missed that quite a while back. Sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, so yeah, ultimately that is the game. We really hope you had a good idea about how the game is played. There are plenty more surprises and sort of unlocked things in the game. So if you ever do feel like playing it, don't worry, you've barely scratched the surface of what is in the game. And yeah, that's it really. We really hope that you check out the game. It's available on Steam, and I even think that they're releasing an app, if not already, very soon. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next